Buddhaya. Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Let's relax our body. With this awareness of our body, we can allow our body to further relax, loosening all the muscles. Just acknowledge that we are sitting in a very safe and very friendly place. So we can let go of all the concerns and we can allow our whole body to relax. If you like to make your body more relaxed, you can use your breath and just lengthen your breath a little bit and taking us very slow, long, gentle breath and release that breath very slowly, allowing the chest to drop. And take another such very slow, long breath and gently release it, allowing the belly to drop and relax. And you can allow another long breath to come in and release that breath also, allowing the whole body to relax, to loosen up. In this relaxed body, let us now bring our whole attention to our mind. Let us simply watch whatever the status of our mind. Simply acknowledge what is the general status of our mind right now. It could be distracted or concentrated. It could be agitated or calm. It could be active or lazy. Doesn't matter. Whatever the status, simply notice and acknowledge. And whatever thoughts arising in our mind, we will simply notice them without developing any thought further. Let us simply keep noticing and watching the arising thoughts. Now let us guide our mind to generate a wholesome thought instead of these random thoughts occurring one after the other. We will now purposely direct our mind, guide our mind, go to a wholesome place, loving kindness. Instead of these random thoughts that are occurring, we can generate a wholesome thought. We can purposely bring to our mind wholesome thoughts. Let us now use that capacity and generate wholesome thoughts, loving kindness thoughts. This is a good time. This is a conducive time, conducive place for us to generate a wholesome state of the mind. Loving kindness. Loving kindness is the willingness for everyone to be well, to be safe. Loving kindness is the friendliness towards all beings. Loving kindness is the goodwill or genuine wish of well-being towards everyone. We all are capable of having such a wholesome state, that goodwill. Let us now allow that loving kindness come to the surface of our mind. Let us open our heart. Let us open our heart just like when we are holding a little baby. When you see a smiling little baby, how do you feel towards such a little baby? Or when we are petting a puppy or kitten, let us open our heart just like that. Readiness to care, genuine wish of well-being. Let us generate such a wholesome state of the mind right now. Opening our heart and allowing that genuine wish of well-being, that friendliness, that goodwill to flourish in our mind. Let us now cultivate this loving kindness to make it stronger and stronger. We will do it by making more and more wishes of loving kindness. The more wishes of loving kindness we can make our loving kindness stronger. Let us keep wishing well-being, directing that lovely, caring attention we had towards that baby, towards that little creature. Let us direct that loving kindness to all beings, including ourselves. Let us start with ourselves. Feel your being here. Feel your presence, your posture again. And look at yourself as one of the living beings. Let us direct that loving kindness towards this being sitting here. This living being is also same as any other living being. This person sitting here also deserves loving kindness just like any other being. So we will start with this one. Let us make a genuine wish to the person sitting here, ourselves. May this person sitting here Be well. Be safe. Be healthy. Be peaceful. Continue to make all good wishes to yourself. You can repeat these good wishes in your mind. Just repeating these wholesome praises in your mind. May I be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us also take a moment to radiate this loving kindness to this body which has been helping us to live this life. Let us direct that loving kindness to all the organs and all the systems of this body. These organs are working for us day and night with deep appreciation. Let us direct this loving kindness and genuinely wish well-being and healing to each part of the body. Repeat these wishes in your mind. May these lungs, the whole respiratory system, be well, be healthy, be healed. May this heart, the cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digestive system, all the organs in this whole digestive system, the stomach, the liver, pancreas, intestine, colon, the whole digestive system, be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys and whole genitourinary system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this nervous system, the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system, spinal cord, the whole brain be well, be healthy, be healed. Let us radiate this loving kindness throughout this body. May all these bones, all the joints throughout the body be healthy, be healed. Allow this loving kindness intention to travel to each corner of your body and wishing well-being to each part. May this whole body, from the top of the head all the way to the tips of the toes, be well, be healthy, be healed. Let us now radiate this loving kindness beyond ourselves to all other people, expanding the same wish to all other people. Let us make a wish to all people who are connected to our life, everyone in our family, and all our good friends. Just make a nice, good wish for all of them. May they all be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond those people to anyone else. May all people sitting with us in this room right now Let us make a genuine wish for one another. May all these friends sitting around us right now, may they all be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond this room to everyone living in this whole surrounding area. Whoever the people living in this whole surrounding area, may they all be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us keep expanding this wish far and wide, taking a moment to think about people and beings living in all distant places. Let us wish well being to all people living in faraway places. Just think about a place you recently visited, a faraway place. Let us take a moment to wish for all these people living in faraway place. May those people living in that area be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us keep expanding this wish far and wide. May all people, all beings living in faraway places in the direction that we are facing, may all of them living in this direction right now be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people, all beings living in the direction of our right, whoever the people and beings living in faraway places in this direction of our right, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people, all beings living in the direction of our back, all of them living in faraway places in that direction, be well, Be safe. Be healthy. Be peaceful. May all people, all beings living in the direction of our left, whoever the people living in this direction, in faraway places, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this loving kindness as wide as we can. Let us radiate this loving kindness wish as far as we can to include all living beings. Let us expand this wish towards all animals living everywhere. May all animals, from large ones to tiny ones, may all of them living everywhere be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all living beings, whatever life forms there may be, may each and every living organism, without exception, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. this expansive loving kindness, with this limitless love, unbound loving kindness that embraces all beings. Let us rejoice with limitless loving kindness. No one is excluded from our wish. Rejoice this wholesome, expansive, loving kindness. With this wholesome state, let us now gently move our attention to our breath. Let us gently observe the flow of the breath in this peaceful, calm moment. We can feel the movement of the air through the nostrils. We can feel the subtle changes in the chest and the belly. We can feel the outgoing air coming through our nostrils and touching our upper lips. Pay close attention to these touch sensations and subtle changes happening in the body. With a close attention, let us continue to feel, continue to observe, and be with our breath. This breath is happening right now. It is truly happening. Whatever comes to our mind is not necessarily happening, not necessarily true. But the breath is real, happening now. So let us keep coming back to the breath again and again. For next few minutes, let us be with our breath and rest with our breath. Dukkha pataca nidukkha bhayapattaca nibbaya Sukapataca Nisukha Hontu Sabbepi Panino. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of your meditation and gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Let us take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have peaceful meditation in our life. Let us feel grateful to all great teachers, the enlightened masters in the past, who passed this wisdom from generation to generation. Let us feel grateful to whoever helped our meditation tonight. Let us feel grateful whoever arranged and cleaned this place for us to meditate. Let us also feel grateful to these non-living things which helped our meditation, including this bell, this cushion, this chair, and this device that help you to meditate from home. With deep gratitude, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, any sharing or questions about the meditation practice? I didn't hear any snoring. Yeah, no, I didn't. No, I said I didn't hear any snoring. But a mindful sleep, right? Not sleep, but mindful. Yeah, yeah, mindful rest.
Right? So, but I remember to implement that thing the Buddha said to pull on your ear, like an old ear.
Yeah. So did it work for you?
It's a little bit. Yeah.
So when you feel sleepy, you can drag your earlobes. So actually, maybe I mean, it's more like our parasympathetic nervous system is we are there, it's activated, so that's why we feel that it's very healing. Okay, so for our discussion, um, for this Vasana period, rain retreat period, which go until the full moon of October. We are going to start a new series of our discussion. I thought, we have done this study before also, but different verses. And there's a very important, very key Buddhist text. It's called Dhammapada. Does anyone know about Dhammapada? Yes, we have done it before, right? Yeah. And maybe can someone just explain what is Dhammapada briefly? Aaron, you.
I don't know that I have a very good explanation, but it's a pretty short book of verses, pretty much. I think it's originally poetry. Some of it we use in the reflections on the Buddha, teachings of Buddha.
Yeah.
Those are pulled from Dhammapada, and it's probably 12 sections, something.
Yeah, 14, yeah.
I
Anything
say,
you want to add anything here?
like the best hits.
Yeah, yeah. So when Buddha gave teachings, after explaining, he also uttered poems, more like a summary form of his teachings. So those poems we call gatha, right? Bhante verses. So throughout his discourses, we find different verses. So even at the time of the Buddha, these verses were used as teaching devices, teaching tools, because the poems, verses can be memorized and can be used as self-reflection, and also can be used as topics for teachings. So even when Buddha was living, and monks memorized those verses, and later those verses were put together into a text we call Dhammapada. And so this is the collection of verses. This is like one of the best way to learn the direct sayings of the Buddha. Because most of the time when we read books, we read someone's interpretation of Buddhism, but this will be the direct verses of the Buddha. Poems, of course, it is not like a gradual explaining everything from step 1 to 3, but this is like utterances, can have a lot of meanings inside. So as monks, this is one of the books that we memorize, when we were small monks, when we were really small, right? And we had to recite this in loud, People think that Buddhist monasteries are very peaceful and calm. Not really, particularly teaching monasteries, if you go in the night, small monks will be, chanting, reciting these verses loud, because when we chant loud, you remember it. So we used to chant the verses, and so now we memorize them, So so there are a number of sections here. But I have selected 11 of them for us to study, during this, so this is the, the collection of verses. Is small, it has like how many verses, Bhante? I forget the number now. 400, yeah. 423. 423 verses, and but this is the text, but this is the commentary of this is the original text, but then later the commentaries were written on those texts, and particularly the commentary to Dhammapada is actually explaining the meaning, but mostly actually giving you the background story of that verse, because Buddha has uttered these verses in a teaching moments, so there's some background story to that verse. So if you like to read stories, this is the book. If you like to read verses, this you can use simple version. There are a number of translations, few translations. If you want me to recommend one translation, I can give you, if you're interested in having a text for yourself.
May I ask where I might be able to get a copy of the Dhammapada?
You can borrow. But we have I think Dhammapada is in a reference section. It's available anyway. The Amazon.
There's a free PDF online. If you just type in.
Yeah, actually, oh yeah, PDF versions you can have it freely. Yeah, just type Dhammapada. And if you want any, because there are numerous translations, maybe like how many, right? I mean, 20 translations. Yeah. If you want any recommendations, I can give you. Okay. So I prepared this, but maybe today we will discuss first verse that I selected for you. But maybe eventually let us prepare some copies. I was thinking to laminate it, but maybe laminate will be too much because there are 4 pages, 2 papers. Yeah, maybe I have to find a way to how to maybe some transparent cover, something like that, so we can have about 15 copies, so everyone can have a copy when we discuss. Maybe that maybe the next week. Yeah, so today this verse is from the Dhammapada, from the chapter on mind. That's one whole chapter on mind. There are a number of verses on that. So we are going to study one verse. So these are original in Pali language. So maybe Bhante, can we help them to hear the Pali verse? Yeah.
Let me chant.
Yeah, you can chant. So maybe before we study, he will chant.
Sududdasang sunipunang yatta kama nipatinang chittang rakketa medavi chittang guttang sukhavahang.
You remember this verse, right?
Yeah.
Why you were looking?
Yeah, for sure. Make sure.
And you don't mispronounce it. Yes.
Because there are some kind of similar verses. The next one may be something like that.
Chittang, Guttang,
Chittang. Yeah.
There are some similarities. Okay, so if I simply read the English translation, briefly, this is how, the meaning of that verse. The mind is very difficult to perceive, very delicate and subtle. It moves and lands wherever it pleases. The wise person guard this mind, and for a guarded mind brings happiness. This is a simple meaning, but there are so many we can unpack the meaning of this. So the first two lines are explaining the nature of the mind, nature of our mind. One is very difficult to see, but there are different prefixes there, right? Yeah. Actually, one is dasam means to see. Duddasam means difficult to see. Sududdasam means very, very difficult to see. So if you analyze the language, so I think that's the nature of our minds. Very difficult to see, because it's like it is observing everything else except itself, right? So it's very difficult to see. So I think there's a story that if you want to really hide something that nobody can find, the best place to hide is in the mind. I mean, people will never look at the mind, rarely, and they will all look outside. So they're very difficult to see our own mind because we use our mind to do everything else. So very rarely, without any guidance or training, nobody will bother to turn inward and look into one's own mind. Our attention is always outward. Our attention is always through our senses and is outwardly directed. So we are observing and watching everything outside, and very rarely we will turn our attention inward and see. So it's very difficult, definitely. Also very difficult to observe. But that is exactly what we did, right? And that's what we are trying to train, like to watch our own mind. So the one question that can arise is like, if we use our mind to observe, watch, and think about everything else, how we can watch our own mind? Because it's the same tool that we use to see and observe everything else. It's just like, we use our eye to see everything else, and therefore we will never able to see our own eye. Can we see our own eye? Or in a mirror, but is it the eye? Yeah, we can have some idea about that. So in the same way, someone can ask, okay, in the same way, we use our mind to like understand, to think, observe and notice everything, but can we look, can we see our own mind? In the Buddhist theory of the mind, what you call mind is not actually one thing, and even it is not even thing, even an entity. In the Buddhist analysis, what we call mind is actually flow. It's a process. It's not even one solid entity. It's a continuous flow, but it's also not even one flow. There are a number of flows. There's so what we call for our convenience, we call it the mind. Even we call the mind. But maybe for conventional level, we can call it the mind. But actually, if you closely look at what we call the mind, there are a number of processes, number of flows. And, one could be our concepts, our memories, our knowledge part, our, cognitive function could be one process. We keep like, noticing things, naming things, interpreting things. That could be one flow. And then we also have emotional flow. We have feelings and like emotions. We react and we respond to situations with a lot of like more emotional energy. Emotion is a whole different flow. And even before we notice or recognize and have emotional reaction, we have very subtle flow of sensing, like sensing the objects, right? So there are a number of flows. So therefore, it's not one thing. It's like a it's like a board, like a team, and so therefore, when we observe our mind, what is really happening there is actually in these faculties of different faculties of the mind. There's one faculty, what we call sati, or mindfulness. It is one of the faculties of the mind. But then that faculty can turn itself to see the rest of the mind, rest of the functions. It is like, we have maybe container of water. There are so many things in this water, but one section can be distillized, can be purified, and then use that part to see the rest of the mind. So that is really what is happening here. We're actually using one faculty to see the rest of the mind. And so it is difficult. And particularly it's difficult to distill that part of the mind. Because the whole mind, when it's going through all these emotions and thoughts and interpretation, it's like, colored water, maybe muddy water, it's like, water with a lot of ripples, So to distill one part of the mind is very difficult, and that's what we can do. But the issue is that it is just we just have to step into that faculty. Most of the time, we are in the emotions, we are in the interpretation, we are in our concepts, we are in our normal perceptions, our normal cognitive process. But there's also faculty in our mind if we step into that, and then we can watch what is in the mind. But we need some guidance and training to do that, and that faculty can be weak or strong. And in the meditation, when we observe our own mind, when we observe our own body, observe our own thought, when we observe our own breath, we keep observing it, and we actually developing that faculty, and making that skill, stronger and stronger. And then we have a larger distilled, water. So you can see a lot of part of the body. And that's what we are doing in our meditation. So it's difficult to say, but doesn't mean that impossible. It's very difficult, but through training, guidance, we can do that. And not only that, it's called Sunipunang. The translation like a very subtle. But the Nipun also can have a meaning of very swift, like a very quick, right? Yeah. Yes. The Pali term Nipuna also has a meaning of swift, very quick. Our mind is very quick, very quick from jumping from one thing to another. Not necessarily very quick to understand, but very quick in shifting and moving. Very quickly we can move. And also very quick in building the whole, conceptual world. We only need one word. That is enough for us to quickly build the
Because
whole.
all the materials are in the store.
Yeah, all the
Very easily find.
all the materials are stored there. You only need some, some trigger, and you can create the whole, whole world.
Like those building.
And even the stores, yeah, it's already there, right? Many things are there. So sometimes, some one visual image is enough for us to bring the whole, world to us, memory, right? Even one word doesn't have to be an image. A simple word can bring a whole world to us, right? And yeah, definitely, and even taste and everything. Yeah, all five senses can help the mind to bring. So it's very quick. Very quickly we built a whole, world. You can think about anything. Can I use some word that you create that you will pop up and complete in a world right now? Can we try? I'm just thinking about something. There are a lot of Do you like to build a good world or a bad world? Let's say I can say simply, okay, Capitol Hill. And that word is enough for those who understand it to create a whole world, right? So we can talk about it. Yeah. And we can also, talk about, we can also, bring other terms like, I don't know, I can talk about maybe, Martin Luther King. Or maybe Fred Rogers. You can bring all your childhood memories. Right? So just one word is enough. Very, very quickly. It doesn't take time. It doesn't, in only a few seconds, we can create a whole world. So it is that quick. And that is why there is also reason we can't see it, because this process happens very quickly. Our interpretation, our judgments happens very quickly. It's like milliseconds. That is the other reason that we can't see it, because of the speed. And we have to develop such a strong mindfulness and a strong, samadhi, calmness to really see it, because this is happening very quickly. It, like out of our, ability to see it. That's the nature of the mind. And the other one is so interesting, right, Bhante? Yatta kama nipatina, right? It is very good in attaching to things, like latching, right? What do you call latching or latching? Yeah, it's very good in latching into things. Yatta kama nipatina. it lands. I mean, it's called lands. It lands wherever it places. I mean, it's actually it's not a lands. It's kind of hold and latch into things. When recently you were talking about that, simple example of parking lot. Yeah, can you say it?
Yeah, actually, I have heard that. So, means one monk said that. So,
Yeah, I also said in Sri Lanka.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
wherever you used to park your car, maybe in our center, you used to park your car maybe somewhat close to the entrance or somewhere else. For 3 or 4 5 times you have parked several times. Then you think that, oh, this is my place.
My parking spot.
And then what happened? Another day you are coming, somebody has parked his car in the same place.
And a conceptual world is created.
Yes.
The ownership, right? Bhante?
Yeah, ownership. So that is our mind. Very quickly it will attach. It will create ownership. I mean, very simple.
Not only about parking lots, maybe somewhere here the chairs, the cushions. Actually, this is my cushion. I know that this is my place.
So that's so the Buddha is explaining. This is how the mind, it's like it's like always trying to like attach and create ownership and latch into things, and that's how. So it's very quick and also very difficult to see these things. All these things happen, outside of our conscious awareness. It's really happening very quickly, and this is how our mind operates. So he's giving us guidance. Okay, watch, watch your mind. This is how it's going to operate. And but Buddha said that he used the term wise, medhavi. Although this is the nature of the mind, and difficult to see, it's very quick, and then also it in tendency to like attach and hold into things. But the wise person can understand this and can guard the mind. Because when your mind operates like this, it just produces, these conceptual worlds, and then creates so much of burden and suffering and anger and anxiety, all these things, happening if we just simply let our mind to operate like that. Yeah. But with wisdom, with guidance, with strong mindfulness, through training, we can actually guard such a mind, and maybe first notice how this happenings, and then and also remember not to blame yourself, and this is you can laugh at yourself, and but not blame. This is natural. This is how everyone operates, and this is everyone operates. This is how the whole evolution has led us to operate. And of course we can have to be responsible for any any action that we are doing deliberately, but we are carrying this 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 is the heritage we have got from generation of generation. So we can observe now, we can change and observe it and then laugh at ourselves, and then make a determination to change, because knowing that this is not going to be helpful, it's not going to be healthy, this is not necessarily producing peace and happiness to me, and also not to others, definitely. So knowing that, we try to notice and observe it and then change it. And that's what we are doing here. The reason is that chittang guttang sukhavaham. It is the guarded mind that brings happiness to us, not the unguarded, wild mind. So this guarded mind bring happiness to us. So in that way, actually, the evolution, it does not necessarily helping us. I mean, it has done a lot of good things to our mind, but some traits that are developed through the evolution is not necessarily helping. And also it's not over yet. Evolution is also not over. We still have room to more evolution, more further, evolution, and that is what we are doing here. how we can unlearn some of the, unhealthy ones, and then gradually bring more peace and more happiness to our life. So Chittang, Guttang, Sukhavaham. The protected mind, the guarded mind bring happiness. It may sound, unnatural. Yeah. Do you think it's unnatural? Eh? To, like change the way our mind generally operates.
You gotta try it. You have to.
Yeah. Yes. It's not really unnatural. Maybe like, going beyond the natural or normal. Yeah. It's not abnormal, but it's super normal. Yeah. Like, going beyond the norm. You have a question? No. And there's a story behind this actually. Buddha, gave this, verse. There was a young person who was very, and he used to, see monks quite often, and he used to help monks. So when monks go out for alms, and he will offer, and he will, he becomes so friendly with monks. And so he was also asking, guidance from the monks to live his life. So monks gave him, okay, and you are already practicing generosity, so continue to be generous, and that's one way to be more happy. And when he has further instructions, say, okay, now you can start to follow the precepts, observe precepts, and start like a more moral life, more honest life, and follow precepts, and then observe them. And then he asked further instruction. Okay, if you really want to go further, and then try to simplify your life, and try to cut down your needs, and try to live, with the minimum, needs. That way also you can be happy. So he continued to ask, can I go more and more? And the monk said that if you really, really want to go beyond this, and you have to become a monk. And which he did. He became a monk. He became a monk. And once he became a monk, he was, and then the senior monks started training him. And one monk was giving, him like a very, deep teachings of the Buddha, and teach him all the teaching. Another monk was giving him all the discipline rules, because when you become a monk, you have monastic, vows, monastic code of conduct, right? So that other monk was explaining the monastic code, and there are so many rules, like 200 plus, including the minor ones, right? How to interact, how to take care of your property, your belongings. And so that was too much for him. He never expected, like these monks were living calmly and happily, and now you have to remember this 200 plus, rules. And he started to complain that this is too much. I never expected, this, and it's too much for me, and too troublesome. And he got real disappointed, and he was like he was thinking of disrobing, going back to live and his lay life. And other monks reported to the Buddha, this new monk is unhappy. He's saying he can't follow all these rules. Too many rules to follow. Too many rules to protect. Yeah. And so then Buddha summoned him and asked, "Is it true?" And when he confirmed, "Yes, this is too much for me to follow." And Buddha asked him, "Okay, in that case, if you cannot protect all these rules, but I will give you one thing to protect. Are you okay to protect one thing? Are you okay to guard one thing?" So, okay, one is good enough. And Buddha gave this verse, and you have to just protect your mind. That will take care of all of the precepts. Just protect your mind. Just watch your mind, and then you will automatically follow all the other precepts. So Buddha took this as an opportunity to give teachings to other monks also about the nature of the mind, and then explaining that it is the protector to guardian mind that can bring happiness to us. It's thought.
Edin is talking about the example given by me and appreciating.
Okay. Thank you, Adrian, for your comments. She's also appreciating our ability to laugh at ourselves, right? Laugh at ourselves and then use it as an encouragement to move forward, not blaming. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, any thoughts or questions? Shall Okay, in that case, let us move to the other part of the program. And so it is time for us to, share the merits. So you can turn to page number 14 if you have the book. So by today coming here and doing this practice together and engaging in this wholesome meditation and discussion, we have generated so much good energy in our mind, what you call good merits, good karma. We can share these merits with everyone else. First of all, let us think about our departed relatives, our ancestors, our family members who loved us so much, who are no more with us today. Let us be grateful to them and share this goodness with them. May all of our departed relatives share these merits. May they be benefited from these merits wherever they may be. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any being who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share our merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ettavata ca amhi sambhatam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be healed. Now it is the blessing service. We are going to chant the Loving Kindness Sutra. And this particular sutra was given by the Buddha with great compassion for all sentient beings. We are going to chant the same sutra for you now, wishing you all good health, peace, and happiness. May you all receive the blessings of the great compassion of the Buddha. May you receive the blessings of this wholesome vibration we are generating now. And may you receive the blessings of the loving kindness we are radiating now. By the power of these blessings, may you be blessed with good health, peace, and happiness. May you develop more courage and strength to overcome difficulties in your life. May you have the blessings of the support from many people. You may also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with, your family members, friends, people who are sick. Recall them to your mind and share these blessings with them too. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato sambuddhassa. Karaniya manta kusalena yang tang sang tang padang visanye sakko juche sujo che sujo chas timani santos sakko che che ambagin che sal sandring che Kole suvan kinda nache kundang samachare kinchen pi pare deyam sakino kemino sabbe santa bhavantu sukhitanta eke chipan bhutanti tasam tavara sesa diga emantam jim kanukatu detta detta ece dure vasanti avidure bhuta sambhave siva sabbe santa bhavantu sukhitanta nikumbete timannit kanta chinam kanche vyāga patigas nānya sansadunka mitcheya mātā yatā niyam puntang āyusā eka puntamam kanke pesam tesu sambha aparimanam tang ca sambhato kasmin sambha aparimanam ado catiriyam asambhadam averam sapantam rettam nising sayanu tansa vigata mindu tang sating tinte brahmati tang vihāraṁ deteng ca anupagam selava dasanena sampannu kāmesu vinayagedam jatu gambaseyam punati tena sanca manjena santi te hotu sambadam tena sanca manje sambadu satu tena sanca manje hotu te jaya mangalam Sabbitiyo vivajantu sabbaru dinasantu te bhavantantayu sukhi digayuko bhavatu sabba kantu sabba devata sabba buddhanu bhavena sada te bhavantu te bhavantu sabba mangalang kantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotanti bhavantu te bhavantu sabba kantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotanti bhavantu te. Let us spend a moment of reflection. Try to recall to your mind whatever kind deed that you were able to do during your past few days. Think about an actual incident that you were able to help someone, to be kind to someone. Some incident, some occasion that you just helped someone. Let us rejoice this opportunity to be kind to others. On this day or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings, with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in free my heart. Let's now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. Think about your past few days and recall to your mind an incident that someone else helped you, someone else was kind to you. Just recall an actual incident. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu. Thank you everyone for joining the meditation, for coming to meditation today. So we wish that, people who join our YouTube, and thank you very much. And sorry for the little bit disruption with the sound. And thank you for letting us know, and really appreciate your effort and to practice from home. And look forward to see you again. And thank you everyone. I wish you all a very good night. And please count for blessing strings if you like to have one.